Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Today I am going to discuss an issue of 10th class, that is photosynthesis. First of all, we are coming to the meaning of the photosynthesis. Photosynthesis is made up of two words. Photo means light and synthesis means to put together or to make. If we come to the definition, photosynthesis is a biochemical reaction or the process in which converting of light energy to chemical energy. First, converting of light energy to chemical energy, and second, foods or organic compounds. Organic compounds, we have different types of organic compounds like proteins, carbohydrates, lipids, and other types of organic compounds. If we look to the sun has light. In the light, there is energy. In the world, all living organisms need to energy, chemical energy. What is this energy for? Energy is the ability of the working. With this energy, they can carry their all life activities. So, we have here a cycle of energy that is called energy cycle. How is it? From the sun, from the sunlight, the energy is coming to plants. The energy is coming to plants from the sun. To plants. The plants are converting this light energy or sunlight energy to chemical energy and food. This is glucose. Glucose is food. And we can get energy that is ATP energy. And this ATP energy is the chemical energy. Now the photosynthesis is converting the light energy to ATP energy or chemical energy and glucose. In this part, glucose is a type of organic compound. Glucose is used by animals. Animals use this glucose. By which process? By cellular respiration. By cellular respiration, animals use glucose and produce with cellular respiration the chemical energy, which is coming from the sunlight, and plants convert it to ATP. Now animals can get this ATP energy, and animals can carry all life activities with this ATP. At the same time, not just ATP, carbon dioxide and water. These two compounds are also made in the same time. Now these two compounds are going again to the plants, and plants use these two compounds with sunlight energy. Again, plants make glucose or organic compounds, and this cycle is going. So we can say this is the cycle of energy or energy cycle. Now, all life, all living organisms needs a constant input of energy. So we can say there are two types of living organisms. The first one is heterotroph and the second type is autotroph. What is the difference between them? Heterotrophs, we can say, are those living organisms which cannot make their own food by themselves. So in that case, they need to take food from other living organisms. So we can say that heterotrophs are consumers, they are users. They use the foods and they take these foods from other living organisms. And the second type of living organisms are autotrophs. And autotrophs, we can say autotrophs are producer. They can produce energy, they can produce food, they can produce organic compounds. So two types of living organisms we have. Heterotroph, consumers or users, and autotrophs are those living organisms which can make. Heterotrophs cannot make, but autotrophs can make their own food by themselves. So autotrophs are producer. Now we are coming to the photosynthesis, And this photosynthesis is occurring in autotrophs living organisms like plants, photosynthetic bacteria, blue-green algae, the living organisms which have chloroplast in their cell. So they are called autotrophs. Now, we are coming to the photosynthesis, that how many steps are there in the photosynthesis. There are 3 steps in this part. What is happening? First of all, energy is coming from the sun, sunlight energy, and it is captured by the plants. If we look here, here we have a plant. Just think that it is a tree, and this tree has branches, leaves, and roots. Here we have sun, for example. From the sun, the light energy is coming to the leaf. And in leaf, we have leaf cells, and these cells have chloroplast. What is happening? First of all, energy is captured from the sunlight. From the sunlight. After that, we have here water. Water is absorbed by roots of the plant. After that, carbon dioxide we have. Carbon dioxide is produced in the environment by animals in cellular respiration. This carbon dioxide is a toxic gas. So the plants use this carbon dioxide or the toxic gas. It is used by plants with the process of photosynthesis. Now 3 stages we have. First of all, energy. Light energy is captured from the sunlight by this plant. After that, light energy is converted. These plant cells or chloroplasts convert the light energy. This light energy is converted to chemical energy. Why? Because there must be some chemicals compounds like organic compounds must be made. So here the second stage is the light energy is converted to chemical energy in the plant, and the second stage we have the chemical energy is stored in the form of ATP. Now these plants produce, for example, fruits. In fruits, the light energy is converted in chemical energy, and the chemical energy is stored in the fruits or other plants. After that, animals or heterotrophs, living organism, can get the advantages from this ATP energy. So simply we can say that if we want to remember the reaction of the photosynthesis, there must be 2 things which are necessary for this reaction. The first one is water, and the second one is carbon dioxide. After that, these 2 materials are combining in the cells of the plant in which part? In the chlorophyll. After the chlorophyll, the sunlight energy is affecting on the chlorophyll and changing this light energy to chemical energy. With the chemical energy, these compounds are converted to organic compounds. And these organic compounds can be protein, glucose, or other materials. And we have another element in the photosynthesis which is produced, that is oxygen. And this oxygen is very necessary for living organism, for their life activities. So it is produced by photosynthesis. If we want to balance this reaction, we can write a coefficient 6 in front of these elements or compounds. So now this reaction, which is the reaction of photosynthesis, now it is in the balance stage. Okay, if we look to the chloroplast, the photosynthesis occurs in the chloroplast. It is the chloroplast, and the chloroplast is the organelle of the plant cell. Now we have 2 reactions in photosynthesis. There are 2 steps in photosynthesis. 2 steps we have. The first one is light reaction. Which reaction? Light reaction. And the second one is the dark reaction. What is the difference between them? From the name we can know that light. In light reaction we need to sunlight, but in dark reaction we do not need to sunlight. Now here we have the structure of the chloroplast. Chloroplast have some parts. Outer membrane we have with blue color, and with black color we have the inner membrane. And here we have a structure inside the chloroplast, that is grana, and we have the stroma or the space of inside the chloroplast. Now water. Water must be used in photosynthesis. In which reaction? This water must be used in the light reaction. In which part of the chloroplast? In grana part of the chloroplast. From the water, when it enters to the light reaction in grana part, the water, after that we can get the oxygen. The water is lysing with hydrogen and oxygen. Oxygen is releasing to the space. And in second compound which we have in this reaction, that is carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide is entering in the chloroplast. In which part? In the stroma part. In the stroma part we have dark reaction. In dark reaction we do not need to light. So the carbon dioxide is converted to glucose or to the food. And here we have hydrogen. Hydrogen is combining with this carbon dioxide. Here we have carbon, oxygen, and the hydrogen is coming from the water. When the hydrogen is combined with this part, after that we can get carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen, and the structure of the glucose, which is a type of organic compound. So it is the steps, or these are the steps of photosynthesis. Photosynthesis produce 160 billion metric tons of carbohydrate each year in the world. So it is very important for living organisms. And each millimeter of a leaf contains about 500,000 of photosynthetic factories called chloroplast. If we look here, it is a leaf. If we take this part of the leaf, just think that it is 1 millimeter square. In this 1 millimeter square, we can say there are how many factories of the photosynthesis that are called chloroplast? 500,000 factories are present in this part. If you have any question, you can ask. Have a good time.